Thank you very much for being here this afternoon. It's a very special day, and it's so great to see everybody make time out of their busy schedules to come and celebrate a great person. And you're going to hear some great stories today. It's going to be extremely entertaining, and we're so happy you could be here. Special thanks to the Ray family for making their way from everywhere to be here and be a part of this celebration, as well as the dignitaries here. This is a very big event, and we're so happy everybody could make it.
He did it because he loved being around the rink. He loved being around the team, and most importantly, he loved winning. There's endless stories of things I think that Duncan did. Probably not typical of a junior hockey owner. I mean, I remember him riding the bus with us, on a weeknight to trail, middle of winter, getting back at 3 a.m, always kind of doing his part for helping out with everything. And I think, looking back then, I think a lot of us took it for granted for what he did and how he kind of approached owning the team. And, I think his passion was truly a foundation for the success that happened while he was here. I remember one time he took a picture, showed it to my mom, and my mom, yeah, that's great. The next game, he showed up and he had got it printed out and framed and gave it to her. Just, nobody asked for anything. It's just a small example of kind of how he did things. I don't think he had a lot of pride in how clean he kept his vehicles. I remember one time he had to drive me somewhere, and it was in that Porsche that a lot of us will remember. And I remember I think it was over to Boston Pizza, and we get there and he pulls my bags out of the back, and Larry Black was standing there, and there's just dirt and garbage and everything everywhere. And Larry asked him if he was trying to grow potatoes in his trunk. It was so bad. Anyway, Duncan was a special guy. He did a lot for me personally. He owned the team for the right reasons. He's the reason this organization is what it is now. And I think just on behalf of a lot of the players, we just, everybody has a special place in their heart for Duncan. So this recognition that's happening here today and tonight is well deserved. Nobody deserves something like this more than him.
I didn't have a lot of personal knowledge of the man, but the knowledge I did have, being from Salmon Arm, the knowledge I did have was mostly of the demise of our Salmon Arm Silverbacks at the hands of the Vernon Vipers. But it was an incredible rivalry. It still is. And now that I'm representing both communities, it's always risky to go to a game and do any cheering, because you never know who's watching from behind. But coming here to Vernon, watching games, seeing what he was able to build here in Vernon, in this team, not just in the team, but in the community, in the pride that Vernon has around their team. It's especially heartwarming to see now that the city of Vernon has renamed this street after him. He was obviously well-loved, well-respected in the community. So it's an honor to be here and speak in front of all of you that are here to honor him and his legacy that he's left here in Vernon.
I met him in 1995 when I asked for his help. I asked him if he would get involved in a charity event I used to run, and he jumped at the opportunity. Not only did he jump at that opportunity, he told his coaching staff and his players to get involved. That's when I knew this was a unique gentleman. Over the past 20 years, talking to Duncan, hockey was always on his mind, but he always had a passion, care for his players to succeed, not just on the ice, but after. What were they going to do after? He looked after his players. He cared about his community. He used to walk around the rink. Anybody who lent him a ear, he'd talk to you. He treated all the kids in the arena like they were their own. That's what I appreciate about Duncan. My kids loved him. Unfortunately, they're not here today. My eldest sent me a note and said, hey, make sure you tell everybody that Duncan was just like my dad. So.
All right, without further ado, because this has been a very long time coming, Andrew and Jonathan, let's present Duncan Wray Way.